So you are Lucius, the 7-year-old son of a US senator who looks like a normal boy, but in fact is Satan's son. Hello everyone, welcome to this playthrough video. This is Kostas from the AngryMonkeyGames.com site, and I haven't made up my mind yet as to whether this is going to be a playthrough series or simply a review. So basically I'm gonna be playing this game just to show you what it is, more or less, and I will be putting in some commentary in between so that I give you some useful tips. So use Satan's son, something like the Antichrist basically, and let's see how the game goes.
It's time to blow out the candles. Remember to make a wish, honey.
That's my boy.
Very good.
Happy birthday, son. Did you see that, Dad? Man, they grow up fast. I bet you can remember my 6th birthday like it was yesterday.
Mary, could you please clean up? Lucius can help you with the dishes. He can stay up later this evening to play with his new toys, but in bed no later than 10.
Yes, ma'am. Get ready for bed.
Kind of spooky. being Satan's son. So basically, this is a very short tutorial for the game, and you as Lucius wander around the manor, and your main business is basically to assassinate people under your true father's indication. And in order to do this, you have at your disposal supernatural powers as well, but we will see that shortly. Supernatural forces such as telekinesis and so on. And what you basically have to watch out is that you are not caught. Yeah, not getting caught is pretty important, because if you are, well, it's game over. So let's quickly see how the game progresses.
Hello? Somebody let me out!
If I put the pieces together, this all started years back, with the arrival of a new life. Dante Manor was a place filled with darkness, and there were outward ambitions and hidden histories in that house. I tried to help. I should not have become so involved. But how these things unfold when we are thrust on the scene, I can't account for it all. For my part in these events, I waive responsibility. But it's there. It's a mark I should have noticed. At its source, at the center of it all, was the boy.
Lucius, there you are, and here I am, finally, face to face. It's okay. You can trust me. You know who I am, don't you? I've come to speak to you about your calling, my boy. Each offering you bring me will make you big and mighty. It's a simple thing to do, Lucius. You can influence your future and become a master over all. But oh, so much to do. So much ahead of you. I have some things for the birthday boy. There, on the desk. this notebook. It will help you on your journey. Excellent. And look, a flashlight. This will help you find your way around at night. Go ahead, pick up your new toys and see how they work. Such a bright boy. Now, Lucius, you need to do a little something. It is important that you are not caught. In the kitchen, you left the lock on the freezer door. You will need to get that padlock, Lucius, and hide it where nobody can find it. Otherwise, they will discover you. And believe me, you wouldn't want that to happen. Go now, get the padlock, before the adults wake up.
So basically, when the game was released, it received quite some mixed reviews from critics. So one of its biggest problems was the lack of information and the fact that despite tips being given, the core aspects of the game were not explained well. Well, that was according to the reviewers. One thing that I also tend to agree is that the voice acting is not the best I've seen so far in gaming. However, this is interesting concept, playing as Antichrist. So as Lucius, you just wander around and kill people, as I said before, in your aim to conquer the world, which is, well, you don't get to play the Antichrist every day, do you? So the graphics of the game are okay, I would say, nothing special over there. Basically, the missions are as follows. You just wake up every morning and by Satan's commands, you choose someone that you will assassinate, and in order to get him, you need to kill him with style, if I may say so, so that no one actually thinks that it is you. This is why you lose the game if you get caught during the action, during killing someone. So you need to more or less create the way that somebody will die by performing some certain actions. So at this point I do agree that it is not always very obvious what you need to do, and you will notice it shortly while you watch the gameplay. And sometimes it becomes a bit tedious looking for the correct actions that need to be taken. However, when you actually do find them, things do make sense, and you know what more or less is requested by Lucius. As you can see here, I just want to pick the lock so that nobody finds it and nobody actually thinks of me. And you can also see here the notebook where you can find different hints on the gameplay. So let's watch this little video sequence.
Detective McGuffin, what do we got here?
It looks like a cardiac arrest, sir. The woman collapsed in the walk-in freezer. This was probably caused by the sudden change of temperature. She was in her mid-50s.
Typical of women her age. Did you talk with the owner of the house?
No, sir. They're waiting for you in the kitchen.
How can something like this happen, Detective?
Was it a seizure of some kind?
We'll look into it, but it looks like a case of misadventure. I'd ask that you stay clear of the kitchen and keep staff away while we clean up. Just relax and focus on getting life back to normal.
Thanks, Detective. We'll try our best. Hi, Jean. Thank goodness you're here. Things are a mess. This could have real negative repercussions in an election year.
It's a private matter, and an unfortunate accident. The press will keep out of it. I've seen to that.
I could always count on you, Jean. Make yourself at home while I tidy up some papers. Just ring for Alistair if you need anything.
Take all the time you need.
So enough said, really. I'm gonna play a couple of missions just to show you what it is like. If you actually like this video and you would like to see it in the form of a playthrough series or something like that, please let me know in the relevant comments section. I always very interested about your feedback, and I hope that you will enjoy the video, and wish you a very good day. Take care everyone, from Kostas in the AngryMagicGames.com.
Can't you see I'm performing a delicate operation here? Why don't you go downstairs and watch TV or something?
Well, there you are, Lucius. Let me look at you. I believe you've grown since I last saw you. How are your lessons going? Stop creeping around, Lucius. You're making me nervous. Oops. Well, accidents do happen. I'm sure it's all right. Go ahead. I wasn't even watching it. Well, there you are, Lucius. Let me look at you. I believe you've grown since I last saw you. How are your lessons going? Stop creeping around, Lucius. You're making me nervous. Have you seen my matches? Have you seen my matches? The button seems a bit loose. Should probably borrow a screwdriver from the janitor and fix it. That drunk sure as hell ain't gonna do it himself. Shit. What's keeping your father? I need to find some new matches. I can't be messing with the oven all the time. Have you seen my matches? Ah, shit. What's keeping your father? I need to find some new matches. I can't be messing with the oven each time I need a light. find some new matches. I can't be messing with the oven each time I need a light. Button seems a bit loose. Should probably borrow a screwdriver from the janitor to fix it. That trim sure as hell ain't gonna do it himself. How are your lessons going?
Hello, boy.
What's keeping your father? I need to find some new matches. I can't be messing with the oven each time I need a light.
God help me! Ah! Ah! Oh, no, no! Ah! 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 What can I say, Mr. Wagner? This is a real unfortunate series of events. Quite uncanny.
Gene was my campaign manager, and a friend of the family for many years. I'll be lost without him.
I know this must be a difficult time for you, but we really must do an investigation here. I'll need to speak to your handyman about the gas leak. This shouldn't have happened. I had a feeling there was something weird going on in that house. I couldn't quite yet put the pieces together, so I took a step back for a while, let it brew. And after a few weeks, the call came in. Just when things were getting back to normal, there'd been another accident in that godforsaken house. It happened on a rainy day. I think it was Tuesday. The janitor, who was known to be quite the drinker, was fixing a bathroom in the lower west wing.
Hello, Lucius. Here we are again. You have been doing very well, haven't you? My, you make me proud. But I must teach you some of the more, let us say, subtle arts which you can use. You can train your mind to move objects at your will. Here, let me show you how. Excellent. Very good. Excellent. Very good. Now you know what to do, my son. You must continue with your mission and bring me souls. Be careful, but show no mercy.
There you are. Did you sleep well?
Fix the piano? What the... Well, I'd better get going then. that's what it says. I guess there must be something wrong there. Better go and check it out again. There's nothing wrong with the piano.
I must speak to your father about that handyman.
I hate to tell you this, Mr. Wagner, but it seems your handyman was drunk as a skunk. He was an accident waiting to happen.
I was going to fire him after the other incidents, but I just didn't have the heart. It's hard enough to keep the staff here with recent events.
You can't blame yourself. This might be the worst case of professional neglect I've ever come across. While this might explain the gas leak, it still doesn't explain the death in the walk-in cooler. The autopsy on the maid was inconclusive, but we're still working on the theory she had a poor heart or circulation problems and fainted.
Have you cleaned up your room yet? I have told you 1,000 times, you have to clean up your room first.
Hello, Lucius.